So this is an Ace Jubilee Statesman. I'm going to take you around the caravan, show you how it all operates. The hitch-up procedure we go through in person on site, so that's something we've also got a separate video on, which I can send you if you require it. The front locker, you've got your gas bottle tie downs and your gas regulator at the top, and your gas pipe work coming down to the gas bottles. So if you've carried them before, as you know, you'll put the bottles into these mounts here, and then you've got your pipe work, which is a reverse thread that goes to the top of the bottle. Water pump and water connection, as you can see, we've got it connected up here. So we've got a trigger at the bottom here to release the pump from the side of the van and to push it into place on the side of the caravan also. The water pump then drops, or the water pickup pipe then drops into your acca roll, and we'll go through the rest of the system on this once we get onto the inside of the caravan. Through that little hole there, you've actually got your wind down leg. I'll show you one of these on the other side so you can see what I mean by that. The cover that you see here is for the gas flue for the heating and hot water systems. So when that comes off, as you can see, it leaves a nice big area for the gas system to vent through. Next up, we've got the battery box itself. So we've got quick release terminals here for the battery. You've got your negative, positive, as you'd expect. And then you've got your mains power connection coming into the caravan. So that goes to the power connection on site, and then the end here goes into the van, as you can see. Behind here, we've actually got a motor mover power key, and that's something we'll demonstrate in person on site. The wheel nuts and motor mover, as I said, with the motor mover, we demonstrate that on site. However, with the wheels, we do torque them before you leave site to the correct torque setting. Up the side of the van, further back, just past the wheels on the far side, you've got your flush tank for your toilet system. This tank here will take 3.5 litres of water and a cap full of the pink fluid. And below that, you've got your toilet cassette. You will need to put the fluid in when you get to site each time, as we do advise you drain it down before travelling. The toilet cassette itself, very simple to do. We've got a catcher at the bottom to pull out the toilet cassette. This van hasn't been cleaned yet, so I do apologise if it's not very clean at the moment. But what we've got is the neck here is for the toilet waste system, so you can empty out the cassette here. And what you do is you take the yellow cap off the end here, and then you tip it through the spout. But on the back of here, you've also got a yellow button just there at the back, as you can see in the top left hand side of the screen. That is a pressure relief valve, so if you want to tip the waste away, you don't want it spitting and splattering back over yourself, I would advise you press that button in. It lets a little bit of air in to allow the waste to come out a lot more smoothly. Before you use this tank, you'll need to take this cap off and put 1 litre of water in here, and a cap full of the blue fluid, which is your chemical, the chemical that breaks down any waste that's in the toilet system. We don't advise using thick toilet rolls on caravans due to the fact that the toilet chemical cannot break them down, so the thinner two-ply toilet rolls, etc., not the real nice 3-plies, etc., on these particular vans. At the side of the van, down the bottom, you've got your waste pipe connections, and they will go down into your waste master itself. So that's the grey, the water going in the front, then you get the grey water coming back out here, and the tank there is for your toilet system on its own. At the back of the caravan, again, you've got your wind down legs on each side. We haven't got them down in this particular van at the moment, just for the fact of doing this video, but you would have all 4 of those down when you are on site. I'm going to go around to the other side of the van now and show you the inside of the van and how that operates. Just before I go inside the van, just here we've got a 3-pin connector for electric, so you can have power out to your awning. That will only work when you connect it to 240 volts. On the side of the van, you've got your fridge vents also. One will take in some cool air and one will blow out the warm air from the fridge system on board. Come inside the caravan, as you can see, we're connected to power on the outside. So the first thing we're going to do when we come inside the van is hit the power button. So if we're going to use the 12-volt battery system and the 240 power when we're on site, you'll need to hit this button just here. And as you can see, the control panel will come on to let me know we've got 14.5 volts of power coming in the battery system. And then we've got mains power coming into the caravan, as you can see illuminated here. When you're towing and you want to use the fridge as a cool box, you'll need to come inside the van, click the button twice here, and when you are connected to a car, that light there will go solid red. At the moment, we're going to use the battery power on board the van, but there's no battery on the van, so it's not bringing that up at the moment. Now for the water system, underneath the seat at the front of the caravan, before you fill the system, you're going to need to make sure the drain down valve is in the shut position. So the yellow valve I was just talking about is this yellow valve just here. At the moment that's in the fill position. However, if you ever wanted to drain the water system down, which we do advise after every use, you'd lift the valve up into the position it's in now. We're going to leave that shut for a moment because I'm going to demonstrate how to fill the water system, hence why I've got the aqua roll connected outside. But like I said, when you empty it, it needs to be upright, and we do advise that before you travel every time. And to fill the system, you need to have that valve in the position it's in now. However, before you turn the water pump on, you do need to come over to the taps on board the van. You'll turn the tap round to the hot side and open the tap completely up. So you need to have it on the hot side and completely open. You will also do the same with the shower in the washroom. You'd open that up, and the tap on the sink in the bathroom as well. The idea is that when I turn on the water pump in a second, it's going to bleed the system, so there's no air in it. So we're going to put the pump on, and that should now be filling up the system with water. And while it's doing that, we'll go to the heating and hot water. So you won't turn on the heating and the hot water heating until the system is completely bled on the caravan. So over here on the wall, we have the Ultra Store on gas. I'll show you the electric side of it in a moment. But to warm the water on gas, you turn this dial here to the gas symbol, and you'll get a green light appear behind here. Once the green light appears and it's ignited, you can control the temperature on gas on this dial just here between 30 and 70 degrees. The electric side of the water heating is a preset temperature. That's around 35 to 40 degrees. But like I said, if you're using the caravan on gas, you can use this dial here to control the water temperature. We'll come back to this dial in a moment. That's to do with the heating. To turn the gas supply off, if it's on the gas symbol, you just turn it round back to the 0 just here. What you will find is if this gas system does fail to ignite, it'll bring up a red light on this side next to the green light that you'd normally see on in here. And that means the gas system has failed to ignite on the water heater. If you ever get a problem like that, it could mean the gas bottle is empty, or potentially you have got no gas through to the hob itself at the moment. You've had no gas flow through the caravan, so what we'd advise you do is go to the hob, ignite the hob and get the gas through to the hob system, and then you should have gas to every other component on the caravan. The reason for that is the hob is the last point generally on a caravan, the last gas point on a caravan. Underneath the seat, now we were talking about water heater control switches and battery chargers, etc. So the battery charger we advise you leave on at all times. If you want to warm the water heater on electric, you need to put this switch on here, and like I said, that is a preset temperature on here. To get power to the space heater, which is the heating system I'm going to come to in a second, you will need to have the switch on here. Like I said, you would never turn on the water heater on gas or electric until the water system is completely bled. Once it's completely bled and you've got water coming through all the taps, you'll just go back over to the taps and shut each one down. Same in the bathroom and shower. And once you've got the system completely bled, then like I said, you can turn on your water heater and start warming the water up. If you want to warm the caravan on electric, you've got a dial just here with 500, 1000 and 2000 watt down the side. What that relates to is the amount of power you can draw in from the caravan site you're on. You would only know what power supply you can use when you ask the caravan site you are going to. As you can see in the back of here, potentially the green light has just come on. The green light is actually in line with that 0 there. That's just a reflection you can see up on that top corner there. And the heat level, the level for the heater is on this dial just here, for the temperature, sorry, should I say. So select the temperature where you want it to be, and when you've got your power selected on the side, the heater will warm up to that preset temperature. I'm going to turn that off for now. With the heater itself down below, you've got the option to run the heater on gas on this side as well, so you can run it as a combination of gas and electric if you wish to. However, you'd never use the gas overnight. Once you've got the gas connected to the van, you can spin this dial round to between 10 and 9, hold down the gas valve and hit the igniter. When it ignites, in the pilot window down the front here, you'll see the pilot light at around a 45 degree angle, so you'd be looking down at around 45 degrees. To use the blown air on the caravan, we've got several different options here. The dot in the centre will allow the heat to come out the front of the heater without using the blown air. If you want to use continuous blown air, you'll put the dial over to the wave symbol on this side. And if you want to use essentially automatic blown air, so it cuts in and out with the thermostat, you'll put it onto the A on this side. To control the fan speed, you've got this dial on top just here. If you didn't want to use the gas anymore, you can turn it off back to 0, and that will stop the gas supply through to the heater. The cooker, fairly self-explanatory, igniter on the front and your rings on top. However, one of these is a 240 ring, as you can see at the back there, so you can only use that ring when you've got a mains power source. On the front of the fridge here, this is the last thing I'm going to show you on this particular caravan. To turn the power on, you'll hit the power button. As you can see, we're connected to main, so it's coming on. Now on the gas side here, it will self-ignite on gas. You don't need to press any buttons at all, you'll just literally put it onto the gas mode. And to control the temperature on gas when it does ignite, you use the button here. I don't know whether you can quite see that from that angle, but you'll notice the blocks going up here. When it fails to ignite, which it is going to do at the moment due to the fact there's no gas bottle on board, the blue light here will flash to warn you. The gas symbol here will also flash, and then you'll get a warning code of 9 and a spanner symbol here to again let you know it has failed to ignite. To change what power source you're using, you can use the button just here, and as you can see, we're now on 240 mains, and again the blue light here is indicating that the fridge is working. Again, you can control the temperature on 240 on the grey button on the right hand side. Hit the button again and you can go to 12 volt mode. 12 volt mode, there is a common misconception that it is a 12 volt battery on board the van. It is not. It is the 12 volt supply from the car you are towing with. So when you are towing, that's where the switch comes up on the control panel up there. You need to hit the switch on the control panel with the car battery, with the car and the battery in it, and then you'll be able to come over, turn the fridge on, and the fridge will start working as a cool box. So as you're travelling to site, the beers and wine get nice and cold. I hope this video has been of some help. If you have any further questions on this van, please do give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we will do all we can to assist you in sorting any problems. Thank you very much and have a good evening. Bye bye.